John, Karen, and Emily had been searching for a new house for months. They had looked at countless properties, from modern apartments to sprawling suburban homes, but nothing seemed to be the right fit for their family of three. John wanted a spacious yard where Emily could play, while Karen preferred a modern, open-concept home. Emily, on the other hand, just wanted a room big enough to fit all of her books. Their search had become exhausting, and tensions were starting to rise. It seemed like they would never find the perfect home. One day, as they were driving through the countryside, they stumbled upon a small, overgrown path that led to an old house. The house was hidden behind a row of tall trees, and from the outside, it looked abandoned. But as they got closer, they realized that the house was not abandoned at all. In fact, it had been in the family for generations, and it was now up for sale. The family was hesitant at first. The house was old and in need of some repairs, but there was something about it that drew them in. It had a certain charm, a sense of history that they had not found in any of the other properties they had seen. They decided to take a tour of the house, and as they walked through the rooms, they could feel a sense of warmth and comfort that they had not felt in any of the other houses they had visited. The house was large and spacious, with high ceilings and large windows that let in plenty of natural light. It had a cozy fireplace in the living room and a large backyard where Emily could play. As they were leaving the house, they noticed a small plaque on the door that read, "In loving memory of Margaret and Thomas." They learned that Margaret and Thomas had been the original owners of the house, and that they had raised their family in that very home. The family felt a connection to the house and its history, and they knew that it was the right fit for them. They put in an offer, and after a few negotiations, the house became theirs. However, as they started to settle in, strange things began to happen. Creaking noises could be heard at night, and whispers seemed to be coming from the walls. The family brushed it off as their imagination, but little did they know, the house had a mysterious history that was about to unravel. The first few nights in the new house were uneventful, but on the fourth night, Emily found herself alone in the house. Her parents had gone out for dinner, and she had decided to stay home and catch up on some reading. As the night wore on, Emily started to feel increasingly uneasy. The house seemed to come alive at night, with strange creaking noises and whispers that seemed to be coming from the walls. She tried to ignore it, but her imagination was starting to get the best of her. She decided to take a shower to calm her nerves. The warm water felt soothing on her skin, and she felt a sense of relief. But as she was washing her hair, she noticed something strange in the mirror. It looked like something was looking back at her. She turned around, but no one was there. When she turned back to the mirror, she saw her reflection staring back at her with dark, soulless eyes. Emily's heart started to race, and she closed her eyes tightly, hoping it was just her imagination. She started to recite the Lord's Prayer, hoping that it would calm her down. "Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name," she whispered. But as soon as she opened her eyes, she saw her reflection in the mirror smiling back at her. And then it spoke back to her in a deep, demonic voice.
"Our Father who art in heaven, holy be thy name."
She felt a jolt of electricity run through her body, and she fell to the ground, losing consciousness. When she awoke in the morning, she was in her bed, and her father was standing next to her, looking concerned. He asked her what had happened, but she just looked at him with a demented smile, unable to utter a single word.